Psychonauts 2 largely follows the story of the original members of the organization. In the aftermath of a tragedy, each of them went away in one form or another. Nearly every world we explore from here on forward will detail the story of each of the 6. However, before looking into them, we must begin with the progenitor of the Psychonauts himself, Ford Cruller. As the founder of the organization, Cruller is intrinsically tied to the entire plot. For now, let's backtrack to the first game and get an introduction to Ford Cruller. He first appears within a dream Raz is having and acts as a tutorial for him. From there, he takes on the role of the old man archetype for much of the boy's journey, teaching him new skills and offering guidance during his adventure. The reason he cannot assist directly is tied into the trauma that the Psychic 6 suffered. While the details will not be fully revealed until the second half of the game, we get a brief explanation. Ford's mind was shattered in what he claims was a psychic duel. Like a shattered mirror, each shard takes on a personality of its own. Around camp, we find him cooking burgers, mopping the floors, raking leaves, or down by the docks attending to his canoes. Topside, he does not remember Raz at all. However, down in his secret lair, he behaves normally. The Psytanium deposit situated inside the cave brings all the shattered pieces of his mind together and reforms the mirror as a whole. However, the moment he leaves its proximity, his mind collapses once more. The unfiltered truth about what actually caused this condition will not be discussed until the secret is dug up from its mental grave. With that being said, let's go back to Psychonauts 2. After leaving Hollis' mind, Raz has a meeting with Truman and is tasked with bringing Ford back to the Mother Lobe. A little bit of bacon is all it takes. At this point, we are finally able to enter Ford's fractured mind for the first of 5 times. The first thing we see is the campsite from Whispering Rock with effigies of the Psychic 6, each of which will be minds we explore later with the exception of one. Besides his own, we see Compton Bull and Cassiopeia in one corner. In the center is Bob Zanato and Helmut Fullbear. Off by itself is Otto Mentalis. However, once all the fires are lit, a 7th effigy erupts from under the earth and takes the form of Lucretia Mux. This one was intentionally buried underneath the surface of his mind for some reason. The reason for its burial is the pervasive mystery throughout the narrative. But the question is, was the image of Lucretia suppressed or repressed? While the terms are widely used interchangeably, they do mean different things. Suppression is the conscious effort to push unwanted thoughts, emotions, memories, and fantasies out of conscious awareness. Repression, on the other hand, involves subconsciously pushing away unwanted thoughts, emotions, memories, and fantasies. In short, something that is suppressed is something you don't like thinking about. Something that is repressed is something you cannot think about even if you wanted to. This is usually caused when the brain attempts to avoid unwanted memories. Extreme trauma or shame can be triggers for this mental process. However, there are methods of pulling repressed things to the surface. We will cover this topic in more detail once we get to the graveyard of Cruller's mind. If the information of Lucretia Mux was suppressed, Ford would have the ability to recall her if pressed, even though he wants to avoid thinking of her. If the thought of her was repressed, he would have no way to recall her, and it would require psychic means to extract the information. Due to the current shattered state of his mind, it is reasonable to say that, at least for now, it is buried out of repression. Only by shining a light into the darkness of his mind was the memory brought to the surface, invited up to join the others around the fire. However, it could be interpreted that since Ford was just pulled from the Psytanium deposit, his mind is temporarily rational upon entering the Mother Lobe, in which case the effigy was buried from suppression that Raz forced to the surface. Regardless of how we want to interpret it, Cruller's mind quickly degrades when removed from the Psytanium. Raz does not have much time here. Walking through the tree, the intern finds himself on the edge of a lake with a canoe waiting. He sails off towards the full moon. This imagery perfectly sums up suppression and repression through use of old symbols. The moon and water both serve as symbols of reflection, introspection, and the subconscious mind. Ocean tides rise and fall due to the influence of the moon. The unseen force of its gravity causes visible changes to the water, just like the unconscious is unseen but influences our conscious actions. However, here we see the water reflecting the image of the moon and the night sky back up at us, preventing anyone from seeing what lies underneath the surface. Ford's mind is intentionally putting up a barrier to avoid inspection. reflecting only that which is conscious back towards us. First, the buried effigy, and now a reflective body of water. Something is under the surface that Cruller is wishing to remain hidden. At this point, he has been away from the Titanium for too long, and the mental construct in Ford's mindscape shatters. Raz offers to help repair the damage. When confronted, Ford prefers not to dig up the memories that he buried. While he knows there is something repressed, he doesn't even want to look and see what it is. From here, Raz is ejected from his mind. Act 2 of the game involves the attempt to put the pieces of Ford Cruller's mind back together. As of now, it is in 3 parts. One in the mailroom, one in the bowling alley, and one in the barber shop. Each personality has loose associations with an aspect of his repressed thoughts. The specifics of what these issues are will be discussed in further videos individually. For now, Rasputin must find access to the bowling league in order to meet the first of these personalities. A senior membership card for this league can be found with one of the Psychic Six, Compton Boole. Before attaining it though, Raz will need to help him fight his own demons in Compton's cook-off. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe to receive updates on future uploads. If you would like to help support the channel, a Patreon has been set up and the link is in the description below. Have a great day and peace be with you all.